So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these little fur pom-poms to put on hats. This one has seen better days, but that's why I'm making a new one. So I'm going to show you guys how to make these, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So here is what you're going to need. I'm going to do it on the floor just because it's easier. I'm stupid and didn't bring my tripod home, but you are going to need some fur fabric. So this I just got at Joann's. I got it in a bunch of different colors. I don't think it was very expensive at all, and they always have coupons, so it's just like this like felt almost on the inside and then fur on the outside. So that is the material that you use for these. Then a bowl or something circular to trace, or you can just do it freehand. I put saran wrap over this because I don't want to ruin the bowl with the next item, which is a Sharpie or a marker, something to draw on the fabric, so that you can trace the bowl and make them all the same size. The next, you're gonna need some scissors to cut it out, and also this is just some yarn scraps that I use to stuff them with, but you can stuff it with whatever. If you have like little fluff stuffing, I don't know what that stuff's called, but the like cotton stuffing, you can use that as well. So let me try to set this camera up so I can actually show you guys what I'm doing and use both my hands. So 1 second. So I gave up on that because it was not working, so I am just going to do my best with the one hand that I have. Silly girl, should have brought my tripod. We're gonna start just by laying out the fabric with the fur down. This is gonna happen. It is gonna get all over. It is so annoying. So you're also gonna want to have a vacuum. But these are way cheaper to make them yourself than it is to buy them. And we are all about DIY. So start with the fur side down and this like felt, it's kind of rough, but this side up. Then you're going to take your bowl or whatever you're using to trace. I'm going to flip it and place it along the edges so that I get the most use out of my fabric. Now just trace around this. It really doesn't have to be perfect because when you sew it together, oh my gosh, I forgot to put that in the stuff that you need. Yeah, you're going to need a needle and thread. So if you got this far, you don't have that, go get it. Okay. Cool. So now that I have this traced, I'm going to cut it out. You just want to cut around this thing, but this is really important. You want to only cut the top, like this felt layer, and you don't want to cut all of the fur off, or else your pom-pom is not going to have fur on one side. So you can see like it's all laid down, and if you just like cut it off here, all of that would be gone. And if you cut it up here and you just cut the fur, it would just look dumb. So it is a little tedious. I'm going to try my best to show you how I do this. I'm just going to like hold the camera with my chin, hopefully. Let's see if I can get this to work. So okay, so my chin is not sturdy enough to do that. Basically, I'm just gonna do it with one hand. So you just kind of have to like snip and move the fur. So it does take a while because you can't just like chomp, chomp, chomp. So just like snip, try to like move your scissors underneath the fur layer. So I am going to cut this out, the actual with the two hands, so that I do it correctly because I'm selling this pom-pom. It's going on a hat that is being sold, so I'll be back. Do it yourself. You got this. Okay, I just want to show you guys this. So I've snipped this far, but you can see like when you start to pull this, both sides, this side has fur and this side has fur. So that's what I mean. Like I didn't cut all of this fur that was laying under here, just the top bit. So now I cut my circle out and threaded up my needle. So I just grabbed some thread. This one happens to be pink because that's what I had. But we are just going to hand stitch all along the edge of this. Try to do it evenly. It doesn't have to be super close together. I'll show you once I get started. But I just tied a knot at the end of my string, and I'm going to go up from the bottom to start. Pull this through. Guess I didn't tie good enough of a knot, so give me 1 second. I'm going to go do that better. So I changed my strategy because this thread is super thin and the fabric has these like pretty big holes. Let me see if I can focus on it. Ugh, 1 second. There we go. So the fabric has like kind of bigger holes. So what I'm going to do is I put my needle like through the edge, and I'm going to tie the two ends in a knot around each other, like along the edge here. So I got about this far, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So you're just, these are, I don't know, probably about like 1/2 inch to 1 inch long. You're just going like in and then across over here, come back through the other side. Keep it along the edge, that's really important, but the size of them doesn't really matter. I wouldn't make it much bigger than this or else your finished product is not going to come together as cleanly, but I just want to show you like the point of this. Also here is my knot over here. There she is. But then where's my end here? At the end it's gonna cinch together, so you can like pull it like this. We're gonna stuff it. So I'm just gonna keep going around and I'll show you how to get to that point at the end. So I finished going all the way around. You can already see the way I was doing it. The edges are starting to come up. But I leave your thread on the needle because you are gonna need it again. And you're just going to start to pull your thread together so that it starts to cinch up. You take your stuffing, whatever it is that you're using, pull this up, all these scraps, and just start to like fill this in as you're cinching around it. Okay, I'm gonna do. So I had it all done and I was just pulling it taut and my thread broke, and not broke like at the end over here, no, at the very freaking beginning. So now I'm gonna do it all again. It's fine. Okay, we are back. So I used a different, stronger thread this time and it's yellow, and I sewed it around, stuffed, and cinched it all together, and now I'm just kind of holding it. So what you're gonna do, I don't want to let go of this or else it's gonna uncinch, but you're gonna take your needle and you're just gonna kind of like tie this in a knot, tie this off, and then stitch back and forth across the little flappy guys in here. Let me focus this. So you're gonna like stitch in here and then come over and stitch in this side, and just do that to like secure this hole closed. So just pull the fur back and stitch a bunch in here, just back and forth across, and then tie it off when you're done. Oh, I guess I could have let go of it, but so now it is all stitched closed. This is just extra scrap. And what I'm going to do is sew on this piece of yarn to be able to tie it onto the hat. So you can use an opposite color if you want it to be a little bit easier to see, but this is just a scrap from the hat that I just made. So I'm just going to like stitch this piece on. So just going across it and stitching it into the pom-pom itself. Now the ties are secured. So I actually, like, let me show you the stitching. This is not pretty, so, I mean, it's not horrible. Hello, focus. There we go. So I just, like, stitched across a bunch of times. I'm actually gonna tie this in a knot, but then to secure the thread, I just, like, tied it in a knot, and then I stuck the needle into the pom-pom and had it coming out the other side, and then, like, squished it down, pulled it taut, and snipped the thread as close to the pom-pom as I could, so then the extra thread is just, like, on the inside. So this is our finished pom-pom. Turn this on. So here she is. So you can, like, take a little comb if you have one and fluff it up. So I'm going to fluff it, and then I'm going to show you how to attach it to the hat. Now it is properly floofed. Here is the hat that it's getting attached to. So what I'm going to do is just find the center. I'm sorry that this is black and it's a little bit harder to see, but here is the center, the top center of the hat. I'm going to use a crochet hook to do this just because it's the easiest way. But I'm going to go up through the bottom and bring my crochet hook onto one side of the center. So I'm going to do that. Try and show you. So I'm just going up through the bottom, and sorry about this, you guys. It is really hard to show doing one hand. So let me just try and, there we go. It's a little, actually that's good. So I just, like, pull my crochet hook through, then I'm going, oh, look at that. You just grab one end of the thread that you secured and pull it through, and then do it for the other side so that it is, like, across from each other on the middle part, so that your pom-pom is center. So I'm gonna do this and then show you. So I make all my pom-poms to be removable, but as you can see now I've got the ties for the pom-pom in the middle, and I am just going to tie this in a little bow so that whoever owns this can easily remove the pom-pom if they ever just don't want to wear it or want to wash the hat or something. But here it is, the finished product. So here's the pom-pom on this cute little hat, and it looks so good. And I mean, I don't really know what else you'd use pom-poms for, but now you know how to make one.